That's how you say it, isn't it?
Gangnam
Style. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Yeah.
Gay men style.
Gay-
I didn't mean to
I
say
didn't
that.
say that. Anal sex. Okay. Welcome to episode 16 of the Gristle Digest, the weekly podcast that for the first time is coming live from London.
Oh my goodness.
With both of the presenters in the same room.
The same damn room.
Yes.
The same time.
Yes, this is a special episode where Paul and I are actually in the same room rather than united by the mystical ribbons of cyberspace. Today is the 24th of July. I'm Arup and I'm joined as ever by my good friend Paul Moss. How's it going, Paul?
It is going well. I'm in the nation's capital and I'm bloody loving it.
Smashing. Absolutely smashing. I can't say more than that. Top stories this week. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Shadow Chancellor John O'Donnell issues plea to Labour members live on TV. Now, we saw this a bit earlier, didn't we?
We did. It was a joy to behold.
It was. Labour Shadow Chancellor John O'Donnell has accused rival faction members of breaking into a fellow MP's office and for threatening the party. In a stunning, desperate plea on the Andrew Marr Show, John O'Donnell looked straight into the camera and urged party members to stop destroying the party, as an end to Labour's internal dogfighting appears nowhere in sight. O'Donnell went on to say the perpetrators of the alleged crime should be kicked out of the party.
Get them out!
Whilst also saying the party needed to unite and stop fighting. But preferably under his mate, Jeremy Corbyn. Owen Smith has yet to comment on the situation. And even if he has, it's unlikely that anyone actually gives a shit. Next story this week, Paul.
Let's do this.
There'll be tailbacks of rovers near the white cliffs of Dover. Traffic chaos in Kent as drivers stuck for nearly 16 hours on the road. Again, another thing we saw earlier.
We did.
Much to our delight. Beleaguered motorists face another day of delays on roads leading to Dover in Kent due to delays with French border checks at the port. British authorities have sought to alleviate the situation by offering more of its own officials to help out, with most struggling not to attribute the delays to stereotypical notion that every so often the French just have to act a little bit French. Some drivers have been stranded on the roads for up to 16 hours as the country witnessed another day of temperatures into the 30s. Motorists were seen leaving their vehicles and engaging in impromptu games of football and tennis, and a convoy from Essex even started a dogging party in the third lane of the M20 just outside Junction 12.
Nice, good on them.
Yeah,
good
exactly.
On them. Plucky Brits coming together.
Keeping it real. Many are angry that the authorities have been caught out on this first major holiday weekend by a situation that happens every single fucking year. Fingers and baguettes on both sides of the channel are pointing at each other, but it has to be said that French border controls have not changed that much in recent years. So why is everything so different? And final story this week, Paul. Just in case you thought Brexit-induced economic collapse has been avoided, along came some stats. If you're a Labour voter worried about the future of your party, stuck in a car on the M20 with people dogging in the car next to you, you probably think it can't get much worse. Well, global financial services information company Market doesn't agree. The PMI, or Purchasers Managers Index, released its latest flash data on Friday and showed a dramatic increase in the UK's economic performance since Brexit. Market said that the data release showed that a dramatic deterioration in the UK economy saw composite index scores at an 80-month low, which takes us back to the financial crisis, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
The report is based on flash data and therefore may be revised downwards or upwards following the release of final figures. However, they are the first set of index figures to be released since Brexit, and once again they indicate that Project Fear may be a lot closer to Project Reality than the Leavers would have had you believe. So that's the big stories this week, Paul.
What a week it's been.
What a big one.
What a week.
Wowzers. Let's start with Mr. John O'Donnell.
Oh, let's do it. John O'Donnell.
Big John did make some pretty
did.
funny moments. We saw it on television a bit earlier today, Paul, didn't we?
We did indeed. He was there laying it down. A heartfelt plea. Heartfelt.
Should we have a little listen?
Let's do it.
To that plea? So this is Mr. John O'Donnell on the Andrew Marr Show earlier today.
We've got to stop this. What camera am I?
Okay.
Am I on this camera? Let me just say look, let me just say this to Labour Party supporters, Labour members of the Parliamentary Labour Party. We've got to stop this now. People, there's a small group out there who are willing to destroy our party just to remove Jeremy Corbyn. We've got to stop them and unite. And if you want to come for me and Jeremy Corbyn, that's up to you. But don't pick on staff who can't defend themselves. In addition to that, last week, Save Labour, we're talking about splitting the party. I want Owen and Jeremy and everyone to say, let's stop this now.
Hold on. Can I join in on this?
Well, I'm sorry.
Can I join in on this?
So
You're a dick.
So that was John O'Donnell. John McDonnell, rather.
John McDonnell.
John McDonnell. On the Andrew Marr Show. Stunning, really. Yeah, he just sounded like a slightly desperate man.
A slightly desperate George from
Rainbow. It's interesting you mention...
look at the camera.
Yeah, he does sound like someone else. And that's not John O'Donnell. John McDonnell, that is in fact. You're right, George, from Rainbow. So,
look into the camera.
Stop bullying Jeremy Corbyn. Leave him alone. He's lovely. Bungle.
Oh, McDonough's.
Oh, what's he done?
John McDonnell had a farm. I know.
I mean, it looks like... we saw that we probably got like another 3 months of this kind of ball-baggery.
Till the end of September, my God, there will be no fucking party left.
And there's been sort of allegations of bullying in terms of people against Corbyn. So they're accusing the Corbynites of bullying. So they've obviously then responded with some counterclaims
of
breaking
Blairites bullying.
Yeah. And as I say, this is going to go on for ages. And Labour.
What an absolute state!
What happened if
what
would happen if they got elected? That's the interesting side note to all of this.
Jesus, the way things are going, that's never going to happen. So that is probably a problem we haven't got to worry about for quite some time.
Quite true. Next story, Paul. It's the chaos. The utter chaos at ports of the port at Dover.
The port of Dover. Poor people. Traffic as far as the eye can see. A steel car park constructed.
16 hours, man.
That's insane. 16 hours is a bloody long time to be stuck in a car.
And it's like 30 Celsius outside.
It's a roaster, isn't it? An absolute roaster.
But I mean, what the fuck is going on? I mean,
why are they doing it? Is this revenge for
Brexit
bloody
revenge?
Brexit?
Brexit
is
endgame?
This the
Brexit
jealous, bitter Frenchman having seen us liberate ourselves?
Oh my God.
Is this petty French revulsion? It's
might
what
be.
they do, Arup.
They just...
It's who they
every
are.
now and then, it rears its head, doesn't it? It rears its bloody head. Honestly.
Backlash at the
French.
Brave British making this decision to jump off of a cliff in the name of freedom.
I think more likely it's the fact that probably in the last few months, people on our side have been doing fuck all other than fannying around with Brexit stuff. And so we had no way of dealing with this as usual.
That's it. And plus, France has been through the shit with regards to terrorist
That's
attacks.
true.
It's understandable they may want some slightly tighter controls.
Yeah.
And the same people blaming Brexit for this are the same guys who want, what is it? Stronger fucking border controls. This is what they mean, okay?
Yeah. That's an interesting little angle, isn't it? Is this a taster of things to come? Is this what's going to be like when we want to go to fucking Scotland?
This is it.
When
this
it
is
leaves
it now.
the Union. When you want to go to...
You've got to be very careful who's coming in and who's going out.
Unbelievable. Well, final story this week, Paul. It's the stats that have been released.
A nice follow-on from the Brexit.
Yeah, I mean, bizarre, really. It's sort of like this kind of body of they produce information, market information for the financial services industry, and they're the first people to have really published an index showing what economic performance has been like since Brexit, and it doesn't make very good reading.
New.
So, I mean, but at the same time, it's flash figures, so it's not like this is a final report. So I don't know. I mean, what are we to make of it?
I think it's not until I think like the GDPs are officially kind of calculated and released, and then you're in shit street or not. But I think this is generally considered like a pretty significant market indicator. It's not like it's the business pages of the Sun or something like that. It's
and also I think
serious guys.
there's been a little bit of in the past few weeks some sort of talk that there's no crisis. Where's that crisis?
Well, scaremongers.
Scaremongers, and it's just because when people thought we were going to leave, because no one knew what it was going to be like. Even the markets didn't know what it was going to be like. So when they thought that leave meant leave, they plummeted. And then when it became more clear that leave might not actually mean leave, and you don't think it's going to mean leave at all,
nope.
Then suddenly they recovered. But clearly, if things do start to move back in the other direction, we're going to be in shit street again.
Massively, like we are pretty much heading to recession. Like
unbelievable.
Not good at all.
No. So that's
bloody facts.
Yeah.
Who needs facts? We were doing fine until the facts came along.
Yeah.
Could have all turned around, couldn't it? Yeah. Could have been fine.
I mean,
could have just have enjoyed our freedom, but then facts.
I mean, one guy who I know who voted leave. Mm-hmm. He's a very nice man, but he told me. I said, don't you think that? He was like, why do you want to vote Remain? And I said, I just don't want to be poorer. Really,
selfish reason.
Yeah, I'm quite selfish. And he was like, and I was like, I think a lot of people would agree with that. And he said, well, I think it won't matter how poor people get because, and this is his words, the spiritual uplifting that Britain will feel.
Oh my God,
will be worth it. And that's perhaps the opposite of what's happened. Actually, there's been a spiritual kind of debasement in the last 2 weeks, and we've had
until I can feed my children on spiritual upliftment.
Yeah, exactly. Let me take that to the bank.
I would settle for your stable markets, please.
On this day in history, Paul.
Wow.
The big quiz.
The biggest.
In the same room.
Wow, this is in itself a day in history.
It is a day in history.
This will one day be the answer
where's the Wikipedia
to a
entry
quiz
on this. Yeah. I mean, it's presented some logistical problems, hasn't it? Because normally you can't see the answers and everything written on my screen. But today I've had to angle my computer.
Yeah.
It's angled. Defensively angled.
So we are using the truss scheme.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah. It's defensive angling. It's called the Trump method of computer arrangement. But
I think it's fair to say that we both believe wholeheartedly in the integrity of this game.
I believe in it.
That neither one of us would ever do anything. This is a promise to listeners. Would ever do anything to discredit or undermine that.
That's. I think it's worth mentioning that now.
You know,
we take it very seriously.
As we know a lot of you do too.
Exactly.
Okay, so don't think we'd ever jeopardise.
We'd never. So last week, Paul, was the 17th of July.
I remember it well.
You might remember that. And it concerned historical figures that are named after events which are also terms used to refer to sodomy.
Oh yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
So fact number one was in 1645, Cullis Cadogan attempted to storm the Houses of Parliament through the back door, earning him the name Cullis Backdoor Cadogan. In fact number two, it was in 1842, Lieutenant General Wallace Fernley famously defeated a Russian cavalry unit in a battle at Balaclava by attacking the unit up the rear, earning him the name Wallace the rear Fernley.
Reckon it was that one.
And in 1938, Douglas Corrigan attempted to fly the wrong way from New York to Dublin, earning him the name Douglas Wrong Way Corrigan. And as you mentioned there, you went for fact number two. It was in fact fact number three. It was Douglas Corrigan who attempted to fly on the 17th of July 1938, attempted to fly the wrong way to Dublin from New York.
Crazy.
I think he got there.
He dared to dream. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, he dared to dream.
He dreamed the wrong way, and he got there. So, well done to him.
Well done to him, but
well done, Douglas.
Poor performance from myself there.
Oh well, there's been a bit of a run of losses.
I'm on a downturn, but
good grief. Well, see if this can mark a return to form. 24th of July this week, Paul, and the theme is European strikes against the import of foreign intoxicants.
A little bit of an interest of mine, actually. So,
fact
pretty well
number
here.
One.
Yep, bring it on.
In 1487, citizens in Friesland,
Holland,
went on strike following a ban on foreign beer.
This beer.
Fact number 2.
Yep.
In 1599, citizens in Cordoba,
Cordoba.
today in Spain,
Yes.
went on strike following a ban on foreign hashish. And fact number 3, in 1787, citizens in Leuven, modern day Belgium,
Yes.
went on strike following a ban on foreign opium. So that's Friesland Holland beer, 1487, 1599, Cordoba in Spain.
Yes. I remember this well.
Hashish.
I don't want to go hashish.
I don't know. You cannot have it.
It's not good for me.
It's
I
illegal.
don't want it.
We've made it illegal. 1787, final fact, was Leuven, Belgium.
Belgium.
Opium. The opiates.
The opiates.
The Belgians.
The Belgian opiates.
Yeah.
They're
Belgians.
cricket team, actually, isn't it? The
Yeah,
Belgian
Belgian
opiates. I don't think it's the
Blankenberg.
Belgian opiates.
No.
Just there's many poppy fields in Belgium, aren't there? So
True.
I think they've.
True.
I don't think they would have to take that step because there's such an abundant
There's
supply of
so
local opiates.
Local heroin.
Yeah,
to tuck
it's going to
into.
be very difficult to undercut those prices with
Foreign.
shoddy or imported.
Yeah,
maybe Chinese
unless they were
opium.
protecting for domestic opium.
Yeah, so but I don't think it's that one. Dutch with the beer. Oh no, I don't think the
Dutch and the beer.
I don't think the Dutch would ever ban a beer too much tastiness.
It's too tasty to ban.
She showed the fishing.
Fucking tasty.
No, so I don't think it's that. And so the one what was the other one? I think it's that one.
Cordoba, hashish in
Yes.
Cordoba.
Yeah, I think it's that. I think the Spaniards notoriously dubious when it comes to hashish. They're more of a pure bud smoking nation.
Bud smoking nation.
So I'm going to go with that one.
So Paul's gone for hashish in Cordoba. Answers next week.
Hashish.
When the streets of Guildford fall quiet and dark, by the Odeon cinema thou mayst hark. 'Tis not a bear or an old man named Wilfrid. 'Tis in fact the bearded lady of Guildford.
Staff at the Odeon see me wearing an anorak in summer and silently following cinema goers over the canal bridge on my bike, and they think that's all I do. And I do so much more. This week I organised an Ann Summers bruncheon for Angela Merkel and Theresa May. I tricked Boris Johnson into thinking Egypt was Turkey, and I managed to use all my taxidermy skills to make a statue of a badger doing the Gangnam Style dance. How many bearded ladies do you know that can do that? Eh?
The Moss Report. Live.
Live from London.
This week's Moss Report is brought to you by Boris Johnson's Shit Excuses. If you're Boris Johnson, looking for a shit excuse because you've been such a dick and a journalist is calling you on it now you're Foreign Secretary, log on to www.borisjohnsonshitexcuses.com and enter the special code Gristle10 for free shit excuses. Out me, I'm a dick. Somehow.
Thesaurus. What a dick.
What a dick indeed. Anyway, on to this week's show. This week, thousands of the angriest, whitest people in America got together in Cleveland for the Republican National Convention. And they took it upon themselves to make a man whose head looks like a chihuahua humping a deflated basketball their official nomination for the presidency of the United States of America.
Drop it.
Donald J. Trump, a.k.a. Big Don Treasy. Well, he's finally done it. He has finally done it after months of racism, fear-mongering, racism, smear tactics, and racism. He is against all odds making his official run for the White House.
Unbelievable.
God help us all. And to celebrate the impending doom of a Trump presidency, the Grand Old Party threw a Grand Old Party, and this year's theme was fear. The RNC kicked off with Melania Trump's controversial plagiarized speech, a near verbatim copy of Michelle Obama's DNC speech from 2008. Melania, who historians have suggested would be the second most bangable First Lady in history. The first, of course, being the sex wolf of Washington, Edith Wilson, the wife of Woodrow Wilson. She was an absolute...
Stop it.
Oh my God. She was She was a special lady. Now, although Melania was speaking with stolen words, it actually produced the only positive rhetoric of the week. The only optimism came from Michelle Obama in 2008. So that tells you somewhat of the state of the RNC. But then speech after that brought nothing but abject misery and fear. And I had no idea how hard the lives of rich white men are in America.
It's tough.
It is.
It's tough out there.
I mean, these poor millionaire bastards have really suffered, at the hands of taxes, gays, proposed gun legislation, and really, really scary brown guys.
Yeah. We're everywhere.
My heart, I really opened my eyes this week. I really did. One by one, the Republican elite came out to support Trump, and all of the big names were there. Some guy from a show called Duck Dynasty came out and gave a rousing speech. UFC President Dana White was there. And of course, Chachi from Happy Days.
Whoa, Chachi?
Yeah, Scott Bauer is apparently, gonna say it, a cunt. Like, wow, this guy's a total dick.
Wow.
He's like a sycophant Trump maniac.
Wow.
Yeah. Check out some.
He must like money.
Check out some Chachi. But then, as the speakers were coming out, Trump pulled his Trump card as Jesus took to the stage via the medium of evangelical pastor Mark Burns, who in turn took it upon himself to demonize Hillary for her husband Bill's adultery and her enablement of sin through forgiveness, which is basically the opposite of Christianity.
How can you hold her responsible for him sticking a cigar in a woman?
And also be mad at her for forgiveness.
Yeah,
it's like the cornerstone of what those guys believe, isn't it?
Hopefully.
However, he didn't mention the fact that Don had actually left his last wife for his current younger, already mentioned hotter wife, who he was having an affair with.
Third wife.
Yeah, third wife.
Yeah.
That didn't come up. Apparently, that's okay. But forgiving someone who cheats on you, it's a
Not
new. So things were going pretty swimmingly for old Trumpy. The hate mongers were up there giving it their all, but then his old nemesis Ted Cruz took to the stage and threw his full support behind the voters' conscience.
Whoa.
Right in the middle of the show, Ted, faced like a chocolate elf left on a windowsill, Cruz took a massive Cleveland steamer right on the chest of the GOP. It was
scatterific.
a beautiful moment. But then, that was washed away when Donald Trump came out with his big speech. Hardly anticipated. Could he be presidential? Can he? No, he couldn't. No, unfortunately not. It was a 77-minute ramble about immigrant, transgender, lesbo bombs, killing police and sending money to China whilst taking away our guns. Yeah, it was basically a slightly tidied up version of the usual, I would make America so great again, so powerful, such goodness. Talks like a fucking meme.
He does. He does.
It was, basically just a slightly tidied up version of that. It was an absolute shower of shit. But for me, the real beauty watching the RNC wasn't all of the fear and the hate, though I did love that.
It was pretty good.
I did love that. Some of the best hate I've seen for many a year. The real beauty was watching the old school guard of the Republican Party just forcing themselves to throw their support behind this guy who represents everything that they really don't like very much. And, the one thing it really highlighted for me is that it's the real danger of identity politics and how the Republican Party, and this is the same for all of them on the left as well, we see it here, where their party becomes their religion, where people are so devoted to a cause that they will reject all reason, all logic, and support something completely ridiculous, even if it's really, really dumb and completely fucking dangerous.
Danger.
RNC,
Republican National Congress, or as it should be known, hate stock,
or
hate fest,
haterama.
It is just a platform for hate mongers.
For just really scared rich white guys.
Yeah, they're super scared.
Yeah, and why are they so fucking scared?
Super scared. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know.
Petrified of everything.
I don't hear too many of them being, victims in terrorist attacks or victims of gun crime or being bummed, against their will.
Yeah.
You hear it happening.
I get
a
the
lot.
feeling that only happens to them within their deeper streams.
Yeah, exactly. So it does make you wonder, and also,
It does indeed.
yeah, I mean, 77-minute speech, man.
Yeah.
That is
That's fairly
a horror
standard
show.
for Trump, though.
Bloody hell.
The other thing with his speech as well. So this is the first time he used a teleprompter.
Right.
And
right.
he got so much praise for that. Like, he can definitely be presidential.
Because
this
he
is
can
the
read.
benchmark of,
Yeah.
being presidential, being able to read.
Read.
The same guys who, really lambasted Obama for using a teleprompter.
Right.
And Donald Trump himself said right at the beginning of this process, "Oh, you would never see me use a
won't.
teleprompter. I've always got something to say. I'm a smart guy. So smart. Such clever.
Such clever guy.
Oh, the ideas. So many ideas."
But he's yeah, I mean he so, and also, but hasn't he, like he did The Apprentice, so
Yeah.
blatantly they're using a teleprompter,
Of course,
aren't
yeah,
they?
of course,
Do you know what I mean?
he's
He's
used to-
used it before.
That's it. He just fucking rabbles.
What a knob. What a knob. But yeah, it's worrying. I mean, so he's the candidate.
Yeah.
But does that play into Democrat hands? I mean, because I think it's widely known that in America, people, there is a lot of Republicans as well that are fearful of what
Yeah.
of what he will do. So you wonder, are they going to vote for Hillary?
Do you know what? I think there's in a lot of cases like the kind of classic conservatives. I think a lot of them will either abstain and not vote at all. I think it will probably be the more likely. But I think some will actually actively vote Hillary.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting because I mean, if in some respects, if they abstain, then the impact is sort of the same because the Democrat vote will turn out pretty strongly, you'd imagine, and it's just whether or not Trump can muster up enough in the sort of the middle states and the Bible Belt and the sort of
But Jesus loves him, so
Jesus loves Donald.
he's got the Jesus vote.
He's got the Jesus.
Which is really weird because he seems to be the most
He's anti-Jesus.
Yeah.
But at the start of the campaign, when they first started, before the primaries and all that, he wasn't viewed too kindly in the Bible Belt in the Middle States because he was kind of this like New York, brash, high, fast living, loads of fast women and all of that. And now somehow they've forgotten that or something.
I think
It's just bizarre.
he's since then just made the right noises against homosexuals, against abortion,
and immigrants,
against
Mexican
abortion,
people.
against immigrants.
Yeah, principally, like, it's just
talking the language of Christ.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Mexican person and you encounter Donald Trump in your regular life for whatever reason, like presumably he's in America, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen.
You just bump into him.
Yeah, or you're working, it's in your job, you have to do something that brings you into contact with Donald Trump. I mean, I wouldn't be. I just want to knock him out. You'd just be like, you're an absolute shit. You're a shit, Donald.
An utter orange shit.
Yeah, literally the colour of an orange shit. But speaking of another, not really orange shit, but sort of yellow shit, it's Boris. And you mentioned him at the start of your piece there.
I did indeed.
And it was about the question that he was asked at there was a conference given between him and I think it's John Kerry. And it's it's pretty awkward.
Pretty awkward.
But so we can play the question now.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
See,
if you haven't heard it,
it's well worth listening to. So have a little listen.
Accused the current U.S. President Barack Obama of harboring a part Kenyan's, quote, ancestral dislike for the British Empire, unquote, while claiming, I think untruthfully at the time, that he didn't want a Churchill bust in the White House. You've described a possible future U.S. President Hillary Clinton as someone with, quote, dyed blonde hair, pouty lips, and a steely blue stare, like a sadistic nurse in a mental hospital.
But I didn't. Who said that's a fact?
Do you take these comments back? Or do you want to take them with you into your new job as some sort of indicator of the type of diplomacy you will practice? And then one for the Secretary of State.
That's quite well put as well.
Given that Mr. Johnson led a campaign that your government viewed pretty universally as detrimental to UK, EU, and even US interests. What confidence do you have that as Foreign Secretary, Mr. Johnson will represent the interests of anyone but himself? Is the Mr. Johnson you saw during the referendum campaign what the UK, EU, and US needs right now at a time of so many challenges?
I couldn't hear the last sentence of that.
Is Mr. Johnson
God's sake,
I wasn't a referendum, the type of man you think the UK, the EU, and the US needs right now at a time of so many challenges. Thank you.
Okay, you want me to go first?
Oh,
Well,
Boris.
Boris.
What a well put questioner that guy.
Yeah, he
Brexit.
absolutely nailed
And also,
him.
just to put it out there, shame on British journalists, because where the fuck is our question like that to him?
True.
Why is it taking
Very,
an American
very
guy
true.
to point out what so many people are basically saying in this country?
That's absolutely right.
Shame on you, British journalists. Grow some balls.
Yeah, that no, I didn't even think about it that
Yeah.
way, but you're completely right. Take that. Take that, Boris. And take that, British journalism.
Dicks.
Locker talk.
Oh, Theresa, I'm so happy they've installed a women's-only gym here at the European Parliament.
I couldn't agree more. I was sick and tired of watching Berlusconi and his friends walk around in those horrible, tiny lycra pants. You could see everything.
Oh, yeah. And you know he was stuffing a little salami burst in his pantyhosen. Oh,
And what made it worse is he would smile and make eye contact whilst he was doing his lunges.
Oh, my
I
God.
nearly had a heart palpitation.
oh, and you know Holland. He used to sniff the saddle on the exercise bike after I used it. He was nothing but a dirty saddle sniffer.
That's horrific. It's about time this sausage factory saw some change.
True. Anyway, Theresa, what are we going to do about the Brexit? It's a complete noodlestrudel.
Well, I'm a bit miffed at having to clean up David's shit, to be honest. I've enough of that bloody cat he's lumbered me with.
And I have to deal with that Wiener Juncker. Oh, he's so uptight. He shits in cubes. And now he's boycotting everything British. He won't even come to my James Bond movie marathon.
Oh.
We are watching his favourite one with the Octopussy.
Typical bloody men. Make a big row and then expect us to clean up the mess.
Oh, that's why I don't go to Sylvia's bonga parties. I don't care how good the finger foods are.
You know what, Angela? We're making this so unnecessarily difficult. I wanted Britain to remain in the EU,
Yeah.
and you wanted Britain to remain in the EU.
Yeah.
So why don't we just distract those silly boys for the next few months until they've completely forgotten?
What a fantastic idea.
Look, it's been proved in the UK that the best way to distract all in Parliament is to show some cleavage.
Yes. Oh my god, you know George Osborne texted me about that.
So, I've got Parliament covered with the girls. How can you distract Juncker?
Everybody knows Jean-Claude is the biggest ass man in all of Luxembourg.
Is he?
I'll start squatting some more. That should work.
Marvellous. Well, let's do that then. Now hurry up.
Oh, scheiß, we don't want to miss Zumba. So, local stories of the week this
bring
week,
us
Paul.
on.
And this week's selected region is
Oh, yeah.
Yorkshire.
Lovely.
Exactly.
Lovely. Bit of Yorkshire.
Love a bit of Yorkshire.
Love it.
Love
Have a bit of Yorkshire.
Go to Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. State of mind, isn't it?
State of mind in
State
Yorkshire.
of mind.
All right.
Go on. What's that bit?
We can go through these together, Paul.
Let's
since
do
we're
it.
in the same bloody
Let's
room,
do
aren't we?
it. Aye. Go on.
Most popular stories
Go on him.
on Yorkshire website. This is the Yorkshire Press newspaper.
Only proper press in Yorkshire.
The best.
Go on.
And story number 1.
Go on.
All right. Mum tells of terrifying wasp attack on her family.
Oh, Jesus. Stripy black and yellow bastards.
Absolute shite. Story number 2.
Go on him.
More hardship on the way for York residents warns charity. That's a shocker of a way to say it by me.
Good God.
But that's what happened
I
there.
can't believe it.
Story number 3 is my favourite.
Go on him.
Mini supermarket in York to close and become pizza takeaway.
Ugh.
I mean, what the fuck? And last, but not least, it's ridiculous. Restaurant plan for York's shortest street is slammed.
Oh, that is typical short-sighted York Council again.
So that's
When
what's
are they
going
going
on.
to open their eyes?
I know. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm obviously quite intrigued about the mini supermarket that's becoming a pizza takeaway.
So, head of the slam!
Right, so have you got your stories in front of you?
No.
Maybe you should get them.
Proof of the live Gristle here.
Live Gristle. Mossy goes to get his stories.
Fine.
Right. Shall I position my
do this.
monitor
Yeah.
thusly? Yeah, I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I can promise you, I'm not looking. Right, number one for you, Paul. And this is from the Yorkshire Press.
Ooh,
this week.
Wow.
And
familiar.
Yeah. And the headline goes: driver crashed car after trying to swat fly.
Driver crashed car after trying to swat fly. Actor Jeff Goldblum left bruised.
Nice. Nice.
Right.
Yorkshire.
What have you got here? This is from the good folks at BBC Shropshire.
Lovely.
Tree hunter's epic quest nears end.
He, lifelong tree lover, was extremely disappointed to find that there was a forest behind his house that he'd never even seen.
Poor tree hunter.
Poor tree hunter.
Poor tree hunter.
Next one for you, Paul. And this is from The Independent.
Oh,
and this is the headline goes, it's a classic Independent style, nice. Slightly weird headline. This is what Philip Hammond should promise in his first autumn statement.
I think free blowjobs for all Leave voters. Seems fair. They've saved the country after all.
They've done it. Nice.
This is from the Express.
Lovely. My favourite.
Yeah, it's classic shit rag. Nigel Farage to tour Europe.
Oh my god. Rumours are that he will be supported by Chumbawamba and Sham 69.
Ah, yes. Bit of sham.
Bit of sham.
Bit of populism.
Yeah. The sham army.
Perfect.
So the next one for you.
This is... go for it.
It's me, sorry, yeah. And this is from The Guardian. And this is... Man faces prison after allegedly trying to deposit 10,000 bottles in Michigan.
Michigan, who's a Michiganite. Michael Moore cleans out wine bottles.
Nice. Take that.
Take that, Michael Moore.
Take that, Moore.
Yeah, mediocre films.
Yeah.
Warning! We will not have enough time to prepare for volcanic super eruption. Obviously from the Express.
Whoa. Residents in Barnsley issued with leaflets from UKIP blaming volcanoes on migrants.
Bloody migrants coming over here, disrupting our tectonic plates.
You bloody migrants. Next one for you. Last one for you, Paul. And this is from the Daily Mail. And it's Sir Philip Green threatens to sue former BHS owner over misuse of £12 million of company funds. That's Phil Green suing someone else.
That's amazing. For £12 million, you could have fucked over far more people.
What is the matter with you? Nice. So that brings... Oh, is it the one for me?
One more
for me.
You'll never believe what Duchess of Cambridge said about Pippa's engagement.
Who's the Duchess of Cambridge?
Kate.
Oh, she said... Oh, Pippa's engaged.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Pippa's engaged.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bet that little bitch will get loads of attention now.
Slag. And she has.
Oh, no.
The ring she's been given worth far more than the one Will's gave. Yep.
Who's she engaged to?
Oh, some utter shite bag relative of someone who made of Chelsea or something.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I don't really read royal stories, but I did see the headlines.
Well, there you go. So that's Subreddit Islam this week, and the votes and the scores have been totted up.
Yep.
And I think it's a win to Paul this week, who wins 11 3/4 to 1.7.
Ooh,
pretty close.
I'll take it.
It's a win. And finally, Paul, before we finish up this week,
let's do this.
Ridiculous sex tip of the week. And this week it's a bit different. It's actually a sex tip targeted at men.
Ooh.
And it's from Men's Health. And it goes like this. If you're out in public but want to make your intentions clear,
yes,
slowly and firmly lick your tongue against the palm of your hand. If she just the palm of her hand. Lick her hand. If she just wipes it off down her skirt, you've blown it.
Well, this is the same thing that got me kicked out of Subway earlier in the week.
The
So
same thing that got Boris Johnson kicked out.
And I don't know why she was complaining. She had those gloves on to handle the lettuce.
What's her problem?
Uptight, probably a lesbian.
That
is incredible, though. What a tip! She's going to lick someone's hand.
Lick her hand. Let it be known.
Yeah.
And I mean, what if she doesn't wipe her hand? I'm going to think she's just dirty.
Yeah.
Like,
you
wipe
don't
your
want
hand.
that.
What's the matter with you? Just licked it. Wipe it.
Ugh.
Shocking.
Scum.
Well, that brings this week's show to a close. The First ever live Gristle, Paul.
First ever
and
live
yeah, thanks for listening. Join us again next week. Please follow us on Twitter at Gristle Digest.
Do that.
SoundCloud.com, the _Gristle -digest email us thegristle_digest@gmail.com.
No hyphens.
Please follow us on YouTube as well.
Do that.
Goodbye from both of us in London.
Sit out.